The music world is shaken and nobody wants you to know. In a year packed with massive hits and ego wars, Kendrick Lamar and Sza did the unthinkable. They outperformed, outstreamed, and outshined none other than Beyoncé and Jay-Z, breaking records nobody ever thought could fall. But here's the real shocker. When the charts flipped and the truth came out, the media went dead silent. No headlines, no breaking news, just a shadowy hush, like the industry was scared to let the world see what really happened. Why did every major outlet look the other way? Who tried to bury the biggest upset in hip-hop history? And what are Beyoncé and Jay-Z hiding, while Kendrick and Sza quietly collect their crowns behind the scenes? Don't blink, because this story isn't just about the numbers. It's about power, jealousy, and a cover-up that could blow the lid off the music industry forever. Stay tuned, because what happened next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about fame, loyalty, and the price of silence. If you think the music industry is all about talent, you haven't been paying attention. Because behind the glitz, the sold-out tours, and the platinum plaques, there's an underground world where power moves are made in silence. The real winners are decided long before the public ever sees the scoreboard. Let's rewind. 4 years, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have ruled the game. Power couple, hitmakers, untouchable. Every award show becomes a coronation. Every surprise release is a global event. Labels bend, playlists bow. Even other superstars tiptoe around their legacy. But every empire faces a challenger. Kendrick Lamar, the Compton King, has always been a disruptor, turning poetry into protest, verses into viral moments, and never backing down from anyone, not even the throne. Sza, the soulful storm, has turned vulnerability into power, scoring massive hits, selling out arenas, and breaking every rule about what a female artist should sound like. Their chemistry, electric. Their ambition, ruthless. And this year, they unleashed the collab of the decade, a track so massive it melted streaming servers and left fans in awe worldwide. But here's what the public never saw coming. The charts didn't lie. Kendrick and Sza quietly leapfrogged over Beyoncé and Jay-Z, not just once, but week after week. Streams, radio spins, critical acclaim on their corner. Insiders whispered that Kendrick and Sza's song was set to become the anthem of a generation, while Beyoncé and Jay-Z's latest project fizzled no matter how many PR pushes or viral dances. The machine tried to start, but the machine wasn't about to let their power slip without a fight. That's when things got weird. Major music blogs suddenly stopped reporting the weekly chart updates. Streaming platforms, Katakwa, accidentally promoted older Beyoncé Jay-Z content over the new Kendrick Sza hit. TV interviews were canceled. Red carpet invites mysteriously vanished. Social media noticed. Threads appeared on Twitter and Reddit. Why is nobody talking about Kendrick and SX numbers? Why does every playlist skip their collab? Fans started tracking the silences. A viral TikTok showed the moment Kendrick and Sza hit #1, only for every news outlet to ignore it. Memes roasted the music Illuminati, joking about the lengths the industry would go to protect its royal family. But behind the scenes, tensions soared. Sources claimed Beyoncé and Jay-Z were furious, demanding private meetings with streaming execs and pressuring awards committees to review the rules. Meanwhile, Kendrick and Sza's teams grew suspicious as planned performances were quietly replaced by last-minute schedule changes. Even other artists started picking sides. A-list rappers liked shady tweets about gatekeeping. Up and coming singers suddenly found themselves blocked from major playlists if they congratulated Kendrick or Sza too publicly. Insider DMs began to leak. This is a power play. Nobody is safe if they can silence K. and Sza. The stage was set for an all-out war, just for the charts. But for the soul of hip-hop and R&B, And just as fans began demanding answers, a new rumor hit the blogs. An industry cover-up is in full effect. The true numbers knew the drama behind them about to be exposed. Because this isn't just a numbers game anymore. It's about loyalty, sabotage, and what happens when two unstoppable forces refuse to play by the rules of the old guard. And when the receipts start to leak, everybody's legacy is on the line. The silence was deafening. Kendrick and SZA's fans watched, stunned. As week after week, the numbers climbed, but not a single award show, blog, or radio host dared utter a word. Even as their single shattered streaming records, all the industry's official platforms quietly pushed Beyoncé and Jay-Z's new release instead. But then, the leaks began. It started with an anonymous Twitter account. You ever notice how Kendrick and SZA's numbers keep getting adjusted down, but Bey and Jay's go up overnight? Screenshots surfaced allegedly from a major streaming platforms back in showing streams for Kendrick and SZA's single being flagged for review, just hours after breaking the record. More so-called insiders jumped in. My boss said, "We're only allowed to highlight the Carters on the homepage, even though K. and SZA are killing it." Award nominations were postponed for recalibration. But guess whose projects never got recalibrated? The tension finally exploded during what should have been the biggest night of the year, the Global Sound Awards. Kendrick and SZA, riding their chart-busting momentum, were nominated for Song of the Year. The internet was sure they would win. But as the winner was announced, it was Beyoncé and Jay-Z for a track most fans couldn't even remember. The backlash was instant. TikTok, and Twitter blew up with side-by-side streaming numbers. How did this song win when it never even cracked the top 20? Fans started tagging industry insiders, demanding answers. Boycott the awards trended worldwide, but behind the scenes, something even bigger was happening. A whistleblower junior marketing exec from one of the world's biggest streaming platforms reeked out to a viral gossip blog with a DM that read, "You want proof the system's rigged? Check the metadata on both songs. You'll see exactly when the numbers change, and who authorized it." The blog published a bombshell expose detailed charts showing Kendrick and SZA's streams suddenly dropping by millions overnight. Emails between high-level label execs and streaming managers with the subject line, "Emergency Correction Carters. Project Priority." One message, allegedly from a Beyoncé team member: "This cannot be another lemonade moment. Make sure our numbers lead the week." Fans lost it. Hashtag Justice for Kendrick and SZA started trending. Memes flew about playlist mafia and music gatekeepers. Even rival artists started subtweeting, "How you win when you don't play. The real ones know what's up." But just as the outrage peaked, the twist that nobody saw coming hit. A major sponsor for the Global Sound Awards abruptly pulled out, releasing a statement, "We stand for transparency in music. After reviewing recent events, we cannot continue our partnership under these circumstances." Suddenly, the industry was in crisis. Executives panicked. PR teams scrambled. And for the first time in years, even Beyoncé and Jay-Z's team went completely silent. No posts, no interviews, no damage control. But the biggest shock was still ahead. A leaked audio recording surfaced online, allegedly a phone call between a top streaming exec and an unnamed superstar. Exec, if they ask, say it was a technical glitch. "We'll fix the charts before the press sees. The Carters have to come out on top. Too much money is riding on this." Superstar. But the fans aren't stupid. The whole world's watching. Exec, the world only sees what we show them. Just play along. It was all anybody could talk about. The real war had started. Kendrick and SZA's next move would decide everything. Would they expose the industry, or go quiet for their own safety. And with the Carters' legacy on the line, what would Beyoncé and Jay-Z do to keep their crown? But just as fans started to believe the full truth was out, another message appeared on the whistleblower's burner account. You think it's over? This is just the beginning. The real cover-up goes much deeper than you think. More to come, more to come. And now the whole world was waiting for the next twist, the next bombshell, and the moment the industry's biggest secret would finally be revealed. Within hours, the internet turns into a war zone. Every social media feed is nothing but receipts, rage, and wild conspiracies. Fans start tracking missing chart weeks, posting time-lapse videos that clearly show Kendrick and SZA's streams vanishing, while Beyoncé and Jay-Z's mysteriously jump. TikTok is on fire. Duets react to the award night snub, screaming this is rigged. Meme makers post Beyoncé in the playlist control room, pressing the downvote Kendrick button. 1. Creators expose, splicing leaked. Emails with dramatic voiceovers goes ultra-viral. But it's Twitter where the battle gets ugly. A supposed former playlist editor tweets, "The amount of pressure from major label reps is unreal. I got threatened with losing my job just for putting Kendrick at the top." Don't believe the organic narrative. Screenshots go viral showing DMs between artist managers and streaming platform execs. Push Carter content this week. Don't highlight the other song exec request. Even neutral music reporters start breaking their silence, posting cryptic tweets. The real story is about to drop. The cover-up was just the warm-up. But then, the twist that nobody saw coming. A mysterious Instagram account called @TrueNumbers Exposed begins leaking internal Slack messages from inside the biggest streaming platform. The messages show frantic execs debating how to manage optics after the sponsor boycott. Can we spin it as a system bug? Delete the audit trail before the press gets wind. What do we tell the Carters team? A bold claim appears in the captions. A certain superstar's legal team threatened to blacklist the platform from exclusive releases if their numbers didn't lead the week. Guess who? Now, celebrities start chiming in. A well-known rapper posts a story, "Been telling y'all for years, the industry only loves you if you play by their rules." A pop star tweets, "Imagine winning an award you never earned. I'd rather be independent than be someone's puppet." An anonymous industry insider deems a gossip page with the wildest revelation yet. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's team didn't just ask for better placement. They allegedly paid for it. 7 figures. Off the books. There's proof in the payment. Logs. Don't let anyone say it was organic. Screenshots of so-called payment requests and expense reports surface, setting off a digital earthquake. Urgent. Project priority placement, confidential. Transfer completed. Private artist promotion. The industry is suddenly in freefall. Even some streaming employees begin subtweeting. Just because it's in the top slot doesn't mean it's the real number one. History books will have to be rewritten after this. Then the ultimate bombshell. A breaking news alert flashes across music blogs. A government investigation has been quietly launched into digital chart manipulation, kickbacks, and corporate fraud. Reporters claim that subpoenas have been served to several streaming giants and lawyers for both. Beyoncé and Jay-Z are seen entering meetings at their label HQ. The fanbase loses its mind. Are the Carters about to get exposed by the feds? Kendrick and SZA might go down as the artists who changed the industry forever. Kendrick drops a cryptic tweet. "We let the numbers speak. Now, let's see who really listens." SZA posts a story of herself with a crown emoji. No caption. Needed, and just as everyone thinks the story can't get wilder, the @TrueNumbers Exposed account teases the files we dropped. That's just part 1. The real receipts drop at midnight. Get ready. The entire music world is paralyzed, waiting for the next leak. Because now, it's not just about a hit song, it's about careers, empires, and the future of every artist. In the game, as the Midnight League countdown begins, the whole world is watching. Fans are glued to their screens, ready to screenshot every new receipt and drag the industry into the daylight. Music forums crash. Hashtags like #Cardigate, #Justice for Kendrick and Sza, and #Playlist Payola dominate Twitter's worldwide trends. TikTok explodes with reaction videos, remixes of the leaked Slack audio, and edits showing Kendrick and Sza as the real king and queen of music. One creator's industry Illuminati skit racks up millions of views in hours, as fans debate who really runs the show. On Instagram, SZA's post-crown story gets over 20 million views in 2 hours. Kendrick's tweet gets reposted by countless blue-check celebs, each adding cryptic reactions. Finally, someone said it, and they can't silence the truth forever. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's latest post is flooded with snake emojis, demands for answers, and fans asking, why so quiet now? Podcasts and live streams host all-night emergency panels. Journalists debate whether payola is a new scandal or how it's always been. Ex-label employees call in, sharing wild stories of artists blacklisted for refusing to play along. Playlist curators admit off the record that the big money always wins until tonight. Major news outlets who ignored the story for weeks finally break their silence. A primetime news anchor says, for years, fans have suspected the charts were rigged. Tonight, we may have proof the game has never been fair. Industry lines are drawn. Smaller artists start to post their OWN streaming numbers, with captions like all organic, no payola. An indie label CEO tweet, the old guard's time is up. It's time for transparency. A-list producers start quietly unfollowing the Carters on social. Backstage, the panic is real. Streaming execs rush emergency statements, blaming technical issues. PR agencies scramble, some dropping clients to avoid the fallout. One top publicist tweets, then deletes, when the feds call, don't say my name. Fans are split but loud. Kendrick and Sza changed the industry forever. Legends, I'll never trust the charts again. Who else got robbed? Is every award fake? Hose. Next. But the biggest division is between those who want to burn the system down and those who are terrified of what total transparency could mean for their own faves. Meanwhile, music history is rewritten in real time. Streaming records are reanalyzed. By fan sleuths, old controversies resurface. Remember when artist was suddenly dropped from playlists? Was that payola too? A major newspaper runs an op-ed. Tonight, we saw the curtain pulled back. The real question is, will anything actually change? And as the final minutes tick down to the promised next leak, a message appears on @TrunoMerziek's posed midnight. The cover-up is over. Watch this space. Every phone in the world is locked on the same story, and nobody knows what the next bombshell will bring. Midnight strikes. Social media holds its breath. The @TrueNumbers exposed account goes live not with a simple post, but with a full video. Inside, screen-shared files, audio recordings, and hidden camera footage from a secret meeting at a luxury hotel. The cast, high-ranking label execs, streaming bosses, and caught entering through a private elevator. Beyoncé and Jay-Z themselves. The footage is grainy, but the voices are clear. If Kendrick and Sza go #1, we lose leverage. The brand takes a hit. You know what needs to be done. This is business. We fix it, or we lose it all. Make the numbers match the story. Nobody questions the Carters. Not on our watch. A hush falls over the entire internet. The video pans to an email thread time-stamped, names visible. Orders are issued to artificially boost Beyoncé and Jay-Z's streams while auditing Kendrick and Sza's data. Legal threats. payment. Receipts, instructions for coordinated PR campaigns, blacklisting, and a blacklist of problematic artists Kendrick, Sza, and several others who won't play ball. Twitter erupts. They got caught red-handed. This is bigger than any music scandal ever. Is this even legal? Where are the feds? As the fallout explodes, the industry is paralyzed with fear. A-list artists start quietly posting solidarity emojis. Award committees call emergency meetings. Labels issue panicked denials. This is all fake. This is edited, but nobody believes it. But the biggest shock comes at the very end of the video. As at True Numbers Exposed drops a final message. This is only the beginning. We have more files worse than this next drop. Unreleased audio, private texts, and the truth about every chart for the last 10 years. Will your fave survive? What's coming? The video ends on a still image Kendrick and Sza on stage, surrounded by a sea of fans. But in the shadows, the faces of every industry gatekeeper watching, waiting, and afraid. Nothing is resolved. Everything is chaos. And the world is left desperate